bought this truck camper, we just thought, well, actually, we had no idea. Well, it's been 2 years, so we have a lot to say.
Oh, she's annoyed. Oh, let's restart that.
There's genuinely nothing more that we love than meeting our honeys.
After living in it for 2 years, I think our biggest issue with it is big reason why we even wanted a truck camper. Welcome back to Honey I Roam. That's me, Giulietta, my partner Amber, and our sweet dog Winston. We've been living full-time in this 1999 Lance truck camper. We've been living in this truck camper for about 2 years. We want to give you a totally honest review, tell you some of the things that we would have done differently, and talk a little bit about the future of Honey I Roam. If you're new to our channel, we're currently living at 9,800 feet in the Colorado mountains. We're running a national forest campground and living off-grid for the next 4 months. But first, so many of you have requested more time with Winston, so that's exactly what we're gonna give you. Feed him this morning and show you what we feed him. And we switch it up, but I just dropped the eggs. Oh no. Oh no, oh no. The eggs are okay. We do switch up what we feed him, but we do get this one like every few weeks. We'll get him the Fresh Pet. This is home cooked chicken recipe. Absolutely loves it. You waiting patiently? Okay. It's got chicken and carrots and some spinach in it, but mostly his favorite thing, which is chicken. He's eating for the camera. A lot of times whenever we feed him, he has to make sure that we're sitting down here, and he's like checks on us every few minutes. But when he get this Fresh Pet stuff, he just eats. He's not concerned about us at all. He really loves it.
He always just wants to make sure we're not leaving him and then we're watching him. Some people say that he has us under his reign. He does.
Yeah.
Who cares?
We love the boy. Yesterday I did cook him up an egg for breakfast, so he did have a nice egg. Just like scrambled it, obviously no seasoning or anything like that. I had my egg sandwich and he had his egg.
No, he had his nice egg.
He had his nice egg. You're still licking your lips. It was delicious. Do you love chicken? Yes? You love chicken. You wanna go into bed? Huh? There he goes. There he goes. And he chills with his mama.
Good morning. I made Winston into the bed. I always ask him to move and he doesn't, so I just continue to make the bed around him. One of the life hacks that I have to share with you is I make the bed about 70% while I'm still in it. So as I'm laying down, I arrange the pillows behind me and get the blanket all laid out. And then I just crawl out of that little space. Today is our Sunday.
Day off. But we're working.
But we don't have it in us to not go around and check and make sure that there's enough toilet paper and that everything's fine. I just don't. If we were away for the weekend, it would be one thing, but I'm like, oh, we'll just spend an hour of our time to make sure everyone's happy, because that's how we roll. That's how. So it's cold today. Let's get on the golf cart. Check this out. You ready? You want to go on the golf cart for a little bit? Yeah, we're supposed to be off, but we're just gonna go for a little bit. Let's go. You're excited. Go ahead.
Oh my Bubba.
After I said that, I was like, I think most people have problems going to work. Well, we have problems not going to work.
We're obsessed. A pretty gloomy, chilly day today. We've been having a lot of hot days. Like it was 80 degrees yesterday. It was pretty warm. I'm not complaining about the coldness because I absolutely love it right now.
And I'm wearing my pajamas.
Yes.
Let's go.
I do have to say it doesn't provide any solar power for us right now. We have the solar panels out. So you can hear the hum of the generator in the background, charging our batteries and charging up some of our devices that we need to get charged up.
Waiting for Mr. Sun or Mrs. Sun. Miss Sun.
Someone loves to go to work, huh? Don't you love work? Don't you love work? It's cold. You need your blanket. That's a honey bear. That's a little honey bear.
All right, toilet paper.
That scared Winston.
Oh.
Don't do that. He was startled, the baby.
Oh no.
We're not doing the full thing. We're just pre-spraying the toilet, so tomorrow when we go to scrub them, It just comes right off very easily.
Okay. And we're
Sorry,
gonna
TMI.
We're gonna go restock the toilet paper and make sure everything looks good.
Oh, she's annoyed. Oh, let's restart that.
Okay.
Why are you annoyed?
I just don't want to talk about scraping poop all the time. And we're off.
We got our host is off duty sign up, but host is not off duty.
We're on for the minute, but don't ask us anything.
Yeah, just leave us alone.
Just kidding. Let's start there. This one's probably good. They're not leaving.
The most important thing for us here is the keeping up with the reservations, because even in a matter of days, someone can cancel, that site can open up. If we're physically here, people will still come up to us and ask us like what's available. And of course, we're obviously very willing to help them. But we just kind of want to know what's going on, and we want to make sure the tags are up to date, because if someone tries to come in as a first come first serve site and then it's a reserve site, it could be problematic. I got the generator humming in the background, so just excuse that. I know it's annoying. And the only time that we really run the generators when we don't have any campers near us, and that's like right now, which is late morning, early afternoon, because everybody either goes out hiking, goes exploring, goes to town. I gathered up some firewood because we had some friends over, which you'll probably meet in just a little bit, and we're gonna make some more firewood because we were having some blazing fires while we chatted and hung out by the fire. It was really nice. So I gathered a bunch more firewood. I feel like there's just a never-ending amount supply that's here, so that's what we're gonna do.
Love like wildfire, I was your entire world until I stood alone in a storm. You took the sunshine, the flames are gone now, and I watched you walk straight out of that door. Promises got lost.
Living at a campground, one of the most frequent smells that you have, other than the beautiful pine trees that are surrounding us, is bacon. I don't love bacon, but the smell got me really craving it. So we're gonna have some bacon, some pancakes, some eggs. We're keeping it really classic Americana breakfast. And yeah, I'm hungry.
Okay, here I am. I've been inside getting some projects done, and I got a new shirt. You like it? Tahoe! I only like to wear shirts of places that I've been, because I feel like a poser if I haven't been. Okay, generator can turn off?
Yes, please.
We need some peace and quiet. Hold on. Okay, we can hear the birds chirping again. That's what I like. Look at that shape.
They look good. Breakfast at camp. Life is good.
I can't get over that it's chilly right now.
Will you grab the syrup?
Syrup, plates. Yeah. We have. Doo-doo-doo. Okay. Winston, are you looking forward to this? You can come outside in just a second, okay?
Bacon is not disappointing right now. Classic breakfast.
The sun's coming out, so we're gonna eat outside. I made some eggs, I made them inside, and I mixed a couple of spoonfuls of cottage cheese with them. It makes them really fluffy. Okay, little syrup. Made that up. Try these fluffy eggs. If you've never put cottage cheese in eggs, try it.
Makes it so creamy.
Mmm.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
You ready? Eggs. Eggs for the bub.
We also have to be real with you. We have a problem. We had a problem. We're hoping the problem is over, but we had a mouse. We could hear it scurrying. The first night we had the mouse traps out, we got 2 mice within 15 minutes. Fingers crossed, haven't seen any since then. But there are some things that we did to prevent that from happening again.
I'm not gonna go into great detail about our truck camper. We've done tour videos and we've done a whole entire renovation. I'll actually put the playlist up here if you wanna go check that out. We did that almost about 2 years ago. We spent an entire winter remodeling this thing. This Lance model is a Lance Light 815. It's 8 foot 6 inches. The dry weight is about 17 to 1800 pounds. Wet, we don't really know. Our friend was actually encouraging us to go over a scale and see how much we weigh, which would be really interesting. But we keep it pretty light in here. I mean, I know that cargo, including ourselves, can really just add up. Our truck is a 2012 Chevy Silverado 2500. It's a 6.0 Vortec. It's a gas vehicle. We didn't get a diesel. I love this setup. It's really simple. It's really lightweight. Big reason why we even wanted a truck camper in the first place was access, was to be able to get into tighter spots, to go to public lands, to be able to fit into any parking spot whenever we roll in somewhere. Having the convenience of being able to pretty much get into anywhere where there's just a regular sized parking spot comes sacrifice. So it is pretty small for 2 people. We're gonna talk a little bit more about what we wish we did differently, but we don't really, to be honest, have any regrets about our setup. We absolutely love it. What are you doing? Come on. Since the name is Lance Light, it is a lighter model. So there's no oven. The water tanks are a little bit smaller. So that goes for the gray tank, the black tank, and the freshwater tank. When we're traveling and when we're on the road, we're pretty much have an errand every other day, whether it be dumping the tanks, filling up the fresh water, but there's just always a chore that has to be done since this is a smaller, lighter unit. If you're willing to get into this life and you want to just get the right thing on the first go, if you want something a little more spacious, definitely get a big truck. Get the biggest truck you can. If I could go back and kind of whisper in my own ear, I would have got a 1-ton truck with a flatbed on it, because it makes it a lot easier to take the camper on and off. If you get a bigger truck, and even if you start with a smaller camper, you can always upgrade to a bigger one, say with slides, say with bigger water holding tanks, just stuff like that. I mean, having an oven, we make do. Like everything we make do. It's not a huge deal for us. But I think another thing that we're lacking in this camper is having solar, like a proper solar setup. And I've been doing quite a bit of research and talking to my friend about solar. And we just don't have the room to have extra batteries on board, to have the charge controllers, to have all of these things. We could probably try to make it work, and I've seen other truck camper people do it, but I would want a little bit more space before we're gonna invest in getting a whole solar setup. And that's kind of the thing that's really preventing us from doing that. At the very basic, we would put solar panels on the roof and just run the cables down into our solar power bank, and we just use that. Our top 3 criteria whenever we were looking for a truck camper was an air conditioner, because we spend a lot of time in the South. We spend a lot of times where it's pretty hot. Secondly is having a toilet, which is really huge. I mean, as we're growing within the camper world, I think we're kind of craving having a shower within our camper. Third was actually having the bed face this way. But we wanted our feet to be able to face the door and just have a little bit more room. Having enough bed space is really huge for us, just to be able to like have a good night's sleep. Yeah, that's too green probably.
Yeah, I've been chopping it for like 5 minutes.
Let it go. Do a different one. We have plenty.
Really?
Yeah. Beautiful. That's my girl. Hi. I love you. Thank you. The reality is that these truck campers and a lot of campers, especially our model, are weekend warriors. They're made to go on short camping trips. They're not really made to live in. But we're doing what we want and we're living in it. Now we showed you how simple and tiny a truck camper can be, ours. We're gonna show you a little more luxurious truck camper. Not a little more, a lot more.
There's genuinely nothing more that we love than meeting our honeys, and we got to meet a couple. This is Drake and Kaden. They live in a truck camper too. They sold it all a few months ago and they're living full-time here. They were so kind and said that we helped inspire them to do this.
Yay!
That's what this is all about. Well, we inspired them to get an incredible truck and truck camper. You gotta see this.
This is a 2022 Lance 960. It's a big heavy boy. It's about 3,700 pounds from the factory, completely dry. We've weighed it and we've got it at about 4,500 pounds today. Lance does say 1 ton. You can put it on a single rear wheel. With this kind of camper, get a dually. With this kind of weight, how big it is, don't mess around with a single rear wheel truck. Big camper like this needs a dually. Now this model does not have slides. This is the largest non-slide model that Lance makes. It actually didn't sell very well because a lot of people like slides, but for us, getting in and out all the time, not having the slides come in and out is perfect for us.
Yeah, so you can just pull up to a rest stop and you have everything ready to go. You have as much space as you always have without having to put a slide out, right?
Exactly. One thing they did a really good job with is putting the fridge in the bathroom at the back of the camper.
Genius.
Which really opens up full wall width to width. Call it open concept kitchen and living room. One thing I absolutely love about this model is this has counter space. For a truck camper to have real flush mounted sink counter space. We cook in here all the time, so this is wonderful. And then in 22, these new kick out acrylic windows, to be able to pop these open at an angle, tighten them, night screen or bug screen. When you open them all up, you get excellent crosswind.
Crazy too is like we go into Class C's, we go into bigger campers and they don't even have this
kind
much.
of counter space.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Dual overhead, airplane
Amazing.
style, soft close bins, just tons and tons of storage, out of the way, easy to get to. Another favorite is the Truma furnace slash hot water system. It is incredibly efficient. The fan only uses about 2 amps when it's on, and it'll just blow slow air all night. Even in 17 degrees, it's on eco low, it keeps us completely warm. We don't have a lot of freezer, but we're actually surprised how much we get in the freezer. And we thought the fridge was really going to be a handicap, but we've piled quite a bit in this fridge, and it's,
you're doing it. You're making it happen.
We've never had a shortage of space.
The cool thing about living on the road is like you find yourself at grocery stores
every
fairly
4
often.
days,
Yeah.
every 4 to 6 days. Yeah, just grab a little bit at a time. The whole battery BMS system is Red Arc. So it's a Red Arc Manager 30 with 2 Battleborn 100s on 12 volts, 600 watts of solar on the roof in parallel. And you know, I thought that 200 was not going to be enough amp hours. We've actually really never gone below 30-40%. Fridge runs on propane almost 100% of the time. I mean, right now sitting here we're pulling in 260, and usually it has those batteries full every day about 1 to 4 p.m.
Nice, and it's a cloudy day too. It's pretty impressive. Rad. You guys really thought it out well.
Thank you. Thank you.
You did.
Thank you.
I love it. Thanks, guys.
Of course.
Bye. See you soon.
Living this way has so many what ifs. What if I don't have cell service? What if something bad happens? And those are things that I'm not gonna let rule the way that I live. But to be honest, it's always in the back of my mind, especially for traveling internationally. I've been doing lots of research about ways that I can feel comfortable with us to travel internationally. And what I've come up with is Safety Wing. Safety Wing is a travel medical insurance. What this means is that when you travel outside of your home country, you can have reassurance that you are gonna be taken care of if something happens. Really what I need is peace of mind. We're in our comfort zones in America doing out of our comfort zone things, but there's a whole world out there. And so many people I know travel internationally, and I know we're very capable of this. We just gotta do it. If you're planning on traveling out of America and you wanna check out Safety Wing, I'm gonna put a link in the description of this video. For now, we're still in Colorado. Lots to explore here. Let's keep going.
What are you doing, you funny guy? What are you doing, you funny guy?
He's just relaxing today. Do you want to talk to the honeys now? Yeah, it's time. No, I need you to be honest.
Hummingbird.
I need you to be honest when you're talking today, okay? No fluff.
It's an honest review of the truck camper, bub.
Okay. We never thought we'd be living in this truck camper for 2 years. When we first embarked on this whole journey, we thought we were gonna travel for a year and then settle down, get into real estate, buy a house. That didn't happen for us.
Look at him. Are you comfy or not comfy?
When we bought this truck camper, we just thought, Well, actually, we had no idea. Well, it's been 2 years, so we have a lot to say.
You have to understand, in the beginning, we were living in a super duper tiny camper while we were work camping in Texas. So having a truck camper with running water, electricity, a bathroom, that was a huge upgrade. So we wanted to get something light, nimble, like we could get into different areas and not have this huge clunky camper. But, you know, after living in it for 2 years, I think our biggest issue with it is space. I mean, 2 people living in that full time.
It encourages us to be outside a lot, but it also encourages us to work in synchronicity together.
Yes.
We get up at different times. We are really respectful of each other's space because it can get irritating. And when one of us starts to get irritated, the other one will look at each other and say, I'm gonna give you some space. I'm gonna go outside.
Yes.
And that's what we do.
And I mean, it's absolutely cozy. It's our dream camper. I absolutely love a truck camper. Truck campers are by far my favorite. And even if we did change something in the future, I think one component that we would still keep is like a truck camper aspect, which we'll talk about in just a minute. We want to share with you some of the future plans we might have.
And
Hello.
We're gonna need your help on some of...
Come here, Winston wants to go inside. Okay. He wants to go in his bed, chill.
Let's just get his bed right here.
Okay. Okay, then let's move it over so they can see Winston too. There we go.
Space is a huge thing. Not being able to have an indoor shower is huge. Not having an oven. These are all problems that we have learned to overcome, and we found ways that we can make it work, but they're not easy.
I think what was really smart with Drake and Caden was they really thought about having the comforts of a home on their truck, and so they got a pretty sizable truck camper.
The bigger the rig that you have, the more you have to take into consideration. If you can turn here, if you can park here, if you can fit here, those are all things that we have to think about minimally.
The thing about it though is like we're not leaving this lifestyle, so given the fact that we do work camp and we live somewhere for 4 to 6 months at a time during the summertime, we might want something a little bit bigger.
We're at this major crossroads right now. We don't know if we should stay in the rig that we're in. We don't know if we should get a pull behind, a pop-up truck camper. We don't know what we should do. So we're thinking about it night and day and talking about it, and we'll look things up online. We love this truck camper, so we're really torn, and we want to hear what you have to say. Here's one thing that we're considering is getting a small 20-foot or under tow behind and then having a pop-up truck camper for adventures. You know, we do these long-term 4 to 6 month work camping gigs, and we don't really move around a lot when we're there except for weekend adventures. So if we had the tow behind, we could keep that stationary and have this more spacious place to live, and then have the pop-up truck camper for our weekend adventures.
Yeah. That's the one I feel like I'm honestly really leaning towards. I think our second option would be, what? Do we have another option?
I mean, we could get a bigger tow behind. It changes everything about it though.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're talking about it. Giulietta and I will have this conversation, and then it just goes back to, oh, we love our truck camper.
Yeah. The second option would be to just upgrade exactly what we need in there. It would have to be the air conditioner, the refrigerator,
the hot water heater, because we don't have one at all.
And I think by the time I put in the effort, the energy, the mental drainage that trust me, I love a project. I really love a project. It just would be quite a lot. Plus all of those things individually are pretty expensive. So by the time we've put time, money, effort into upgrading, we could have just probably paid for a tow behind.
I think that's a normal human thing. I think that you all will enjoy to see us doing something new and exciting too, but we still don't know.
The third option would be is if we do upgrade the things in this current truck camper, we probably would get some kind of flat towable vehicle that we could take with us, so then we could go into town if one of us needs to run an errand, or we can be able to get down some of the trails. We'd have a 4-wheel drive, maybe a Jeep, and get down into some of these trails out here. But I think that might just be Colorado, and me wanting to have a Jeep in Colorado because they kind of go hand in hand.
And a dream would be to have a setup more like a couple of our friends that you've seen, the Cummins camper and Drake and Caden. They have bigger trucks with a bigger truck camper, and that's great, and we wish, But it costs so much.
Yeah.
So we got this truck for $20K. We got the truck camper for $3,800, and we probably put $1,000 into it. So we're not in any debt from that. We still have our truck payment, but we don't want to go into a major debt, and we don't have that much money. I'm really emotional about it because I love our setup so much, and we've done so much to make it work for us. I'm not putting all the blame on Giulietta here, but she is definitely pushing for change harder than me. If it were up to me, we'd probably still have our runaway camper, and that's not living. Whenever you need some stress release, get an axe, get some wood, and chop it. Plus, we've been having giant campfires every night, and we were almost out.
She loves it.
I love it. It's time for some low-key time. We're gonna make some burgers. We're gonna watch some TV.
Enjoy this day off.
This life is so relaxed, but it's also so exciting at the same time. We look forward to every single day, and we were just talking. We're like, this is the best day. Every day is so much fun. One of the things we thought we needed was a toaster. Look how toasted. A pan, toasted bread.
I love this pickle juice. Clausen, Grillos, they're also the best.
This beer was gifted. Thank you, Drake and Caden. This is from Odell Brewing. It's an IPA. It's called IPA. Classic. Can't go wrong. Fort Collins, Colorado. 7% and really smooth and creamy. This is a very drinkable beer. I love this. Cheers. I'm gonna add some pickles. I made honey mustard again. I just can't get enough. Mixing honey and mustard together, just the best. I see all your comments about all you honey mustard lovers. You get me.
Amber's like #1 honey mustard. Pickles, tomatoes, mustard.
I'm gonna put it together. I don't think you can get this out better. Look at that.
Grass-fed beef.
It's like a cartoon.
It's a big burger. It's just a classic summertime food. Having a cheeseburger with all of the goods on it. The pickle, the tomato, the lettuce. Like, you gotta have all of it. That is hail. Look at all this hail. Oh my gosh. Oh wow, this is insane. You hear that? It's so loud. All those white on the ground is all hail. Wow. We've been working all day. Got off of work. I just took a shower. Amber's in the shower right now. And it's hailing. We're gonna go outside and check it out. OMG.
That was crazy.
It's hailing!
It's hailing. I was like, those are the biggest raindrops I've ever heard.
Yeah, me too. I thought they were huge raindrops. Look at hail everywhere. So much water pouring.